The super... All right, technical difficulties, take two. This is the sauce. Wow, okay. Are you looking to get your superhero fix and wait of season 3 of The Boys? Finish binging Invincible on Amazon? Can't stand till Loki comes out in June on Disney+? Well, Netflix has your back. Alright, with Jupiter's Legacy, that's Mark Millar's Jupiter's Legacy, based off his graphic novel, and it's about the superpowered children of superheroes struggle to live up to the legendary feats of their parents. What a mushmouth fucking introduction to the show. Has mixed reviews, and the superhero genre continues to have Scorsese crapping his depends. Elizabeth Banks is starring as well as producing an animated classic, The Flintstones, adult version. She'll voice a 20-something Pebbles as she begins her own career and Fred comes into retirement. It'll be on Fox. This concept was way better and more funny when it's just a gag on Harvey Birdman. And it's going to be on Fox. If it's not part of the Sunday animation domination, then it's going to fucking fail. What a shitty network. Jimmy Kimmel criticized Caitlyn Jenner, calling her an ignorant a-hole over her comments on the homeless in LA. Jimmy wonders if his criticism was transphobic, and then he introduced girls jumping on trampolines, chugging a beer, and making Jessica Alba very uncomfortable. Sebastian Stan and Lily James to star as Tommy Lee Jones. No, not Tommy Lee Jones. You imagine if Tommy Lee Jones and Pamela Anderson had a sex tape?
I thought that's what it was.
Everyone hands up on the deck. We're going to finish this real quick. That's my Tommy Lee Jones from... Sebastian Stan and Lily James... Sebastian Stan and Lily James are going to star as Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson in Hulu's take called Pam and Tommy. It's the comedic take of the release of their sex tape back in the 90s, and we can only hope that the show will be as funny. There are multiple suspects in Lady Gaga's dognapping case. All arrested, 3 out of 5 charged with attempted murder after her assistant was shot. The other 2 just wanted to pet the dog. Instagram handle Frank Lopardew Art commented, "They didn't kidnap her. Let's move on. They're not the fucking Limburg baby after all. She got them back." Sounds like he's a cat person. And it is official! Alright, Warner Brothers and DC will come out with the next Superman film. The next Superman film will be about a black Kal-El and not the Zor-El. That the other, fun half Jewish names that they make for the Kryptonians. All of them are based in Jewish because the creators were Jewish. Did you know that? Directors Regina King, J.D. Dillard, and Shaka King are all possible candidates to be director of the film. J.J. Abrams is not considered, thank God! They probably put some horseshit time travel in it. Or he'd start the movie and then get bored and do another project and it would end bad. Will we see Michael B. Jordan don the red cape? He's the front winner for Superman. It was announced that George Romero's unreleased film, The Amusement Park from 1973, will finally see the light of day, thanks to the good people at Shudder. For those who worry about directorial representation, this new release is certain to appease the dead community. This coming week, the Saw franchise returns with Spiral, the 9th entry from executive producer and stars Chris Rock. For fans who fear that Rock's presence will make the film silly, allow me to introduce you to Saw 1 through 8. Empire Magazine has released a photo of Tom Cruise with a train engine teasing a big stunt in the upcoming Mission Impossible 7. This follows in the long line of vehicle-based Tom Cruise stunts, including cars, planes, trains, and eventually a hearse. For its 10th anniversary, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World returned to theaters with an all-new Dolby Audio track, which sounds great, under the audible groans from fans just now realizing that the Matthew Patel scene is kind of racist. And Jason Statham is reteaming with director Guy Ritchie for Wrath of Man, in which Statham plays a club owner after a comic runs the light for 4 seconds. They're gonna get banned. And in sad news, Conan will come out to an end this summer. The finale will be June 24th on TBS. Always darkest before the dawn, Conan plans to reemerge the HBO Max show in the same light. It'll be a little bit different. Conan said, imagine a cooking show with puppets and you'll have the wrong idea. That's Bad Jokes Fast. With us as always at the Hollywood Sauce for movies and more. He's going to bring a take on with the Pulp Fiction Feat classic. Give it up for Johnny Mockney!
I am here to not talk about Pulp Fiction, unfortunately. I apologize that my shirt might have created false expectations. I'm here to talk about a wonderful little indie drama that I saw in theaters recently. I recently went back to the theater for the first time in a while to see Together Together, a charming little dramedy starring Ed Helms and Patty Harrison, who's one of my favorite comics of all time. She's great, and she's great in the movie. And that led me to today's major epiphany. There should be at least one comedian in every movie ever made. It's never a bad idea to take someone from the mic stand and throw them onto celluloid. From Jerry Lewis to Eddie Murphy to Tom Green, comics have brought a sense of pathos to roles in ways that only elevated the material. There are many reasons for this. First of all, we relate to human experiences in a way that a Hollywood actor never will. Comedy is the only profession in which you can be both famous and poor. You can have 1 million Instagram followers and still sleep in your car half the time. You don't need to hire a highfalutin billionaire actor to portray the Joker. Leave it to somebody who actually drives to Indiana in one day to talk to strangers for 7 minutes to embody that level of derangement. Trade Joaquin Phoenix for Trevor Tress, a notoriously impoverished person who is more than likely to shoot people on the subway. While audiences love funny performances like Bill Burr and Amy Sedaris in The Mandalorian or John Mulaney in Into the Spider-Verse, a lot must also be said for the disturbingly unfunny turns by great comics, like Robin Williams in 1 Hour Photo and Pauly Shore in Biodome. Comedians act every day. Whether it be faking a confidence in a flimsy premise or pretending to follow Joe Rogan as he makes abstract observations about culture. Oh, Leo DiCaprio ate raw meat? That's cute. I once ate expired rice-a-roni in a green room that smelled like cat pee. Hollywood, call me.
Shit! Johnny Mockney, everybody. All right, it's everybody's favorite segment, Parents' Pick of the Week. My folks this past week decided to watch Things Seen and Heard, a horror movie through the Netflix app. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Lies Beneath, if you read with Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer. A lot of good, wet, scary stuff. My folks write, this wasn't your typical ghost story. There wasn't a shock value, which we liked. My mom's a screamer. I don't know if she's a jumper up and down. She's like, ah! Woo! After moving to a small town with her husband, a young artist begins to suspect that their home harbors a dark secret. There were well-known actors in Amanda Seyfried, Karen Allen, and F. Murray Abraham. The plot slowly showed the husband's character and fraud. Suspenseful. Ooh. They gave it 3.5 bags of popcorn. For them, that's a pretty good rating. And for a movie that, quite honestly, just had an okay review. Good job, folks. Check out Things Seen and Heard, and maybe subsequently check out What Lies Beneath, because it all sounds like someone's girlfriend died at the end of a doc. What's coming out soon? What's out now? In select theaters, IFC movies, Mainstream, starring Andrew Garfield, Maya Hawke, and Jason Schwartzman. Great cast already. Real fun stuff. Follows the subscribe culture. All that follow, like, and subscribe culture that we fakely live our days now. We're doing it now. Please subscribe and like and share. Maybe pause and play, right? That's what over here. There are buttons underneath this frame, and you want to maybe click all of them.
That's good. Even dislike.
Yeah.
Click them all.
Well, click the dislike first, just so you can like get the the OCD out of the way, but then like right after.
Yeah.
So that you can get that like button. Make me feel good. All right, but Mainstream, it's that follow, like, subscribe culture ramped up with what is said to be the most despicable character on the internet, played by Andrew Garfield. And secondly, Disney Plus has a new Halloween special coming out. They're doing promos for it already. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you heard of it, maybe your kids told you about it, but we're getting the Muppets Haunted Mansion. Talking about a plethora of colorful puppets outdated from the 70s, show in a house that they definitely don't own, and maybe we'll see some spooky puppet ghosts. I'm excited for it. I'm a Muppet nut. But that's what's coming out. That's what's going. And this has been the Hollywood Sauce. I'm James Couture. Follow this. Who wants to-
Keep on, keep on.